welcome back to another episode of our Ultimate Decades Challenge. We have officially entered into the year 1400 and into a new decade. We are here with Erlene Smith, and she is super cute. We are going to be having a birthday this year for her, probably in part B, because I believe she ages up on a Saturday and it is currently Thursday in the game. But we are just currently right now trying to get her skilled up, and so we are working on crawling around and getting her to practice standing and things like that. So we are working with her with the nuns on getting her skills maxed out before she ages up into a toddler, and so we are planning to see that take place. We also have some babies that are going to be born in this first section. So as we know, our community members are going to be going into labor, and we will be having all of our community members, Kate and Annabelle and Pearl, having their babies here in this first part. So we are just waiting for them to go ahead and go into labor and give birth to their little ones. But in the meantime, we are just going to be working with little Erlene here and letting her work on some of her skills. So I am just going to go ahead and kind of have her go around and work on her thinking skill currently. She's just looking at things and saying, "What's that?" and trying to get her thinking skill up so that when she becomes a toddler, she'll be kind of better behaved, because I do think that once their thinking skill is up quite a bit, they actually do better as toddlers in the sense of like not making as many messes, and they're just overall better behaved. So we are just working currently on some of our thinking skill. I am probably going to also get her some toys. Maybe she will be able to play with some of those things, and maybe even get her one of those infant play pad things so that she can get the grab milestone. So we'll do that. I am going to get Sister Cassandra down here to do a little bit of woodworking and have her just craft a little bit of a knife block, and that way she can get a little bit of handiness skill going on. I think that she should maybe learn a couple of skills as well. And we're going to check and see if there's any laundry that needs to be tended to, because I do know that they had been working on some laundry. So I just want to make sure there isn't any laundry that needs to be tended to, and it doesn't look like it currently. So maybe we'll check and see if there's any laundry that needs to be taken care of. I'll check the line outside and see if there's anything as far as dry laundry that needs to be put away, or any dirty laundry that needs to be washed in the wash bin. So we're just going to kind of take care of our house here a little bit and make sure that things are well on their way. And then we'll get Sister Marguerite to go ahead and tend to a little bit of Erlene's needs, because as we know, when Sister Marguerite tends to Erlene, she tends to learn her skills a little bit faster. So we'll have her work with her a little bit. Maybe she can help her learn to stand and things like that. So we'll work on some of those skills together. So I am just going to have her come on in here, and we will work on practice standing some, and hopefully we'll be able to learn that skill some. So that'll be really good. I also am going to maybe get her to come on in here and give Erlene a little bit of a bath, and probably give her a feed, because I do think that she needs to get a bottle. We don't have a high chair, so we can't start doing any solid foods, but with her aging up on Saturday to a toddler, I don't really want to delve into working on trying out all of the solid foods for the high chair and things like that, because I just don't think it matters. Cassandra likes working on woodworking, so that's fantastic that she likes that skills, or she likes handiness, I guess I should say. So that is wonderful that she likes that and she's enjoying that, and she has completed that knife block. So we love that. So we are just going to let Erlene have her very first bath here, and hopefully she enjoys her bath time with Sister Marguerite. As we know, Sister Marguerite loves spending time with Erlene. She has adopted her as her caregiver, or she's become her caregiver, and so she does predominantly most of the care for Erlene, and does majority of the time spending with the little one here. And Sister Cassandra does most of her time spent outside with the garden and the animals and things like that, and tries to focus on the things that need to be done outdoors, while Sister Marguerite tends to generally do most of the things indoors with the baby and cooking and cleaning and things like that. So they have divvied up their time pretty equally in terms of how to kind of take care of things. Sometimes Marguerite does come out and help with the animal care, so I will get her to come out here and maybe clean the shed and collect some of the eggs just to help, you know, Sister Cassandra, since obviously we are going to need a little bit of help with that. But right now they are practicing standing and they are so cute together. I absolutely love them. They are the greatest thing ever to see them bond with each other, and I love watching them interact. They seem to have a really, really close relationship, which is great. So I did go ahead and get her some toys, but it does look like she can't currently play with them because she doesn't have the grab milestone. So I am going to get her the infant toy playmat so that she can be laid down on the infant playmat, and hopefully she can learn the grab milestone. And once she's learned the grab milestone, then she should be able to play with the rattlers, and she should be able to play with the toddler blocks. So we will get that for her so that she can go ahead and learn that grab milestone. And I do think that she'll learn that pretty quickly, considering she has, you know, done really, really well with her milestones, and she has really excelled with learning them all pretty quickly. So I don't think that it's going to be trouble for her to learn that grab milestone at all. We are just currently working on the animals here. We're cleaning out the shed, and then we're going to gather the eggs and clean the coop, and then we'll probably also go ahead and we will feed and clean and milk Bluebell. Cassandra is still just over here working away at weeding this garden. It takes her quite a bit of time to weed all of these things and take care of tending this garden by herself, because it is a pretty big, massive garden here for one person to kind of tend to, so it does take her a significant amount of time. But she doesn't really seem to mind so much. She gets pretty focused when she's out here working on the garden, and she does seem to actually rather enjoy it. So I am, you know, pretty happy with her enjoying the gardening, and she really does seem to thrive when she's out here in her element working on dealing with that. So we will also at some point have them go and check on any honey stores and see if we need to gather any honey, because we do have some bee boxes that need to be tended to as well. So we'll make sure that we gather the honey for the household and we get any honey stores that need to be collected. But for now, we're just going to make sure that we get the milk for the household and the eggs, and we have that for our fridge, and we're just letting Arlene kind of play with herself upstairs, which is fantastic. So they are just outside tending to the things that need to be taken care of outside, and you know, because Arlene was cared for already, they feel like they are pretty confident that they can leave her alone in there upstairs. So things are moving along pretty good here on the farm here at the monastery, which is fantastic, and we absolutely love that. As you can see, Arlene is still just upstairs looking around at things, wondering what's this, what's that, and learning some thinking skill, which is fantastic. And soon we'll probably have to put her down for a little bit of a nap, because I do think that she is going to get pretty tired. But for now, she seems to be pretty playful, and she's really enjoying just spending her time learning about different things here in the house. And I love that Arlene is really inquisitive, and she's enjoying her time learning about different things, and I think that's amazing. I really love that she spends so much time learning about stuff. She's going to do a little bit of tummy time here. I don't think there's any more milestones that she can meet on her tummy here, but tummy time nonetheless. She's so precious. Let's go ahead and get Sister Marguerite to come up and put her on this mat, and then she will be able to play on that. Or maybe we'll get Sister Cassandra to do it, because I don't think Sister Cassandra is currently doing anything other than it looks like they want to talk to each other. So, you know, there's that. So Sister Cassandra has finally finished with the gardening. She is just over here waiting to talk to Sister Marguerite. Sister Marguerite's like, will you go ahead and go on up and help Arlene with the infant mat? I am just going to finish up with Bluebell, and then I will be on upstairs and I will help tend to anything that Arlene might need. And Cassandra's like, yeah, absolutely, I can go upstairs and help with Arlene. That's really not a big problem. So Sister Marguerite is going to come on over here. She's going to finish dealing with Bluebell, and Sister Cassandra is going to go on upstairs and deal with Arlene and put her down on the infant mat. We are just going to go ahead and get Sister Marguerite to milk the cow, and Cassandra's going to come on up and tend to Arlene here, make sure that we can get her put on this play mat so that she can go ahead and learn that grab milestone. I don't know where the cow went, but the cow has disappeared, but we are milking a disappeared cow, which is a huge glitch. Nonetheless, we got milk, so I'm not going to complain. So we got 6 bottles of milk. We have 1 egg. We're going to go ahead and put those things in the fridge, and we are going to have those things that we will be able to have to use for our meals, which is going to be fantastic. We also have some honey here, 2 jars of honey, which is fantastic. I do think that we need to get some more honey out of our honey bins, so we may go ahead and get some more honey at some point. But currently right now, Sister Marguerite is going to whip up a little bit of onion soup, and she'll just make a family size of that. That way her and Sister Cassandra will be able to have a little bit of supper here. And I'm just going to get Arlene to go ahead and play with the toys here so that hopefully she can meet that grab milestone. And then she will probably want to go ahead and take a little bit of a nap because she is starting to get pretty tired. I think she might be able to go ahead and take a nap on this playmat. So we'll just let her play until she's tuckered out, and then she can just go ahead and take a little bit of a nap here on the mat. So she's just going to start playing a little bit. And then when she's tired, she'll probably just roll over on her little tummy and she'll take herself a little bit of a nap. She'll probably pitch a little bit of a fit because she is used to sleeping in her crib, but nonetheless, that is what's going to happen. But we are going to go ahead and have Sister Marguerite call down everyone to a meal, and the sisters are going to have their onion soup together here and enjoy their supper together. And just like that, I did know she was going to kind of pitch a little bit of a fit because she is tired and she does want to be in her crib, and she does not understand why they have left her here on this mat. But, you know, just go ahead and go to sleep, sweet girl. It is fine. You can sleep on this mat. You really can. And she's like, why am I here? Why have I been left here? And then she's like, screw it. I'm going to sleep. Poor thing. But she's going to get some sleep. They are just going to have a little bit of supper, and then they're having some conversation about the day and how they are really glad that things have gone as well as they've gone. I think that Sister Marguerite is really proud of all of the progress that Arlene's making, and she's just going to let Cassandra know, like, I can't believe she has met as many milestones as she has. I really think we're doing a really great job with her. And, you know, they're both really proud of how Arlene is growing up and the progress that she's making, which is so great. That they were worried that she wasn't going to do well here and she wasn't really going to thrive because, you know, she is an orphan. She did lose her family, but she seems to be okay. She seems to be really getting on here with them, and she feels loved and she feels cared for. And she's doing really, really well, and I think they're really proud of the fact that she's doing so well with them. She is, once again, up from her nap. She's playing with these toys, and I am hoping that she will learn that grab milestone. Once she is done playing with these toys, I am going to have Sister Marguerite just go up there and give her a little bit of a bottle feed because she is feeling a little bit hungry. So I do want her to just go ahead and give her a little bit of a feed and make sure that she is taken care of, because we definitely want to make sure that, you know, Arlene is also fed, considering it is supper time, and we want to make sure that she is always well cared for here in the monastery. So she's just making sure everything is good to go with her, and then we'll probably go ahead and maybe put her back down on the playpen just so that she can play a little bit more and get that grab milestone. I do think that she probably would want to be put in her crib because honestly she's tired and she wants real rest, but they're hoping that she'll meet that grab milestone, and so we are just going to put her back on this playpen area here so that she can hopefully meet that milestone. So we've put her back here. I'm just going to have her go ahead and play a little bit more, and I'm going to have Sister Marguerite go down and do a little bit of the wash. So she is just going to play a little bit here, and hopefully she'll get that grab milestone. Once she gets the grab milestone, which she just got, which is great, she's actually going to be able to play with the blocks and the rattlers that she has in her inventory, and she'll be able to learn different things with those skills. So that'll be wonderful for her to be able to play with the blocks and be able to play with the rattlers so that she can go ahead and start learning different skills with those toys. So as you can see, Erlene is making really good progress. So I am just going to go ahead and have her work on playing with the blocks, and we will see her start playing with different toys and gathering different skills, which is going to be great. But it does look like Kate Barnett has gone into labor, so we are going to head over to the Barnett residence and we're going to have her baby. So as you can see, we are here with Kate. She is not happy at all. Because it is her first baby, she does not have anyone here with her. She will have an extra roll number-wise on her death roll. So we are going to have her go on in here, and she is going to go ahead and give birth to her little one. She will have to, when she rolls her death roll, not be able to roll a 1, an 11, or a 2. So we will obviously be hoping that she has a successful labor here, and we are hoping that things, really go well for Kate. But she is feeling really, really uncomfortable. This is their first child, and so we are hoping that everything goes well, that her and the baby do survive. She is excited, obviously, to be having their first child, but obviously she is a little apprehensive because she doesn't really know the outcome. She doesn't know what's going to happen, but, she's hopeful. And they have had a little girl. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to call this little girl Greta. So let me just put in here Greta Barnett. All right. And we have had Greta. It is a single birth, and we are going to go ahead and pull up our dice so that we can roll our dice for mom and baby, and we are going to see about them and their rolls. So mom can't roll a 1, 11, or 2. Baby can't roll a 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or a 20. All right, so let's go ahead and roll our dice for mom and baby. Mom rolls a 6 and is safe. And Greta rolls a 16 and is also safe. So both mom and baby have survived and are going to live. So we will go ahead and put Greta on the timeline. She will get 2 days as a baby, and we will continue on. So we are going to go ahead and let Kate just give Greta a little bit of a feed here. They are super happy that they have had Greta and that mom and baby have survived. Theo is thrilled about the fact that they have had a little girl. Obviously, he was hoping for a son, but he is not at all put out by the fact that they've had a little girl. He is thrilled about having a child, and he is like, Kate, you did wonderful. She is beautiful. And Kate's like, oh, thank you, Theo. I am so over the moon with this little girl. And he's like, I think that you guys are the best thing that ever happened to me. So we are so happy that this family has expanded, and we are going to go ahead and head back over to our main household now, and we will continue on with the story with our main household. So I will see you over there with Erlene and the nuns, and we will continue on with them. So we have made it back here in the main household, and as you can see, Erlene is just currently playing with these blocks. She's having just a good old time with these blocks now that she can play with them, considering she learned how to grab. She is loving the fact that she is getting so much bigger and she can do many more things now that she is getting all these milestones up. She is dirty though. She needs a diaper change. I'm going to go ahead and get them to come up here and take care of her needs because she needs her diaper change, something fierce, and she is tired. So we're going to do a diaper change and we're going to put her into her bed here so that she can get a little bit of rest. So I'm going to have Sister Marguerite just come up and take care of little Erlene here so that she can get a diaper change and get herself into her crib. And Marguerite is, obviously going to come up here and handle up on that. So we also are going to be seeing Annabelle go into labor soon, I would suspect, because her and Kate did get pregnant around roughly the same time. So I do suspect that we will be seeing her go into labor quite soon, and we will be having an O'Leary baby, which will be really exciting. I'm going to have Cassandra come out and just do a little bit of weeding. Oh, and just like that, Annabelle has gone into labor. I am going to go over and see them, but first I just want us to go ahead and let Marguerite take care of little Erlene really quickly. I just want this diaper to be changed and her to get put into bed, and then we will head over and see Annabelle. Please take care of little Erlene really quickly, and then we will head over and see the O'Learys. She's like, here, let me clean you up and put you into bed. All right, let's go see the O'Leary family. All right, we have arrived here with the O'Learys, and this is Annabelle. She is not quite as sad as Kate was, but she also is going to have an extra role for her death roll because she doesn't have anyone with her. She was hoping that Kate could come and assist her through this, but with Kate just having a little Greta, she just couldn't get away to come and assist. So Annabelle is going to have an extra role for her labor as well. We're going to send her to the crib so that she can go ahead and give birth to her little one. And she also is feeling really uncomfortable. Hopefully she has a successful labor as well, and we are hoping that she has a successful time with this little one. And of course we are, excited about this first child, and she also had a girl. So we are going to name this little one Saphira. All right, so let's go ahead and put in here Saphira O'Leary. And we are going to, after having this single birth, go ahead and pull up our dice and give it a roll for Mom. She can't roll a 1, an 11, or a 2. And baby can't roll a 1, 5, 7, 10, 15, or a 20. So Mom rolls a 16 and survives, and baby rolls a 13 and survives. So both Mom and baby have survived. Saphira will get 2 days on the timeline as a baby, and we will continue on and let Mom go ahead and take care of little Saphira here and give her a feed, which is going to be super great. We're also going to have Axel go ahead and come on home, and I want him to come up and meet his little one and maybe give her a little bit of loving. First, we're going to let Annabelle just do her thing, and then Axel's going to come on up. He is going to get to know his little one, and we will see them do a little bit of bonding, and it's going to be super sweet. I do think he's going to be really excited that he has a little girl. Obviously, everyone hopes for a little boy. Everyone wants an heir. But since we are just starting out here and we have ourselves a little girl, I think that, he'll be perfectly fine with that. I think he is going to be like, oh, Annabelle, she looks just like you. And he's going to be thrilled about the fact that they have themselves a little girl. He is going to be thrilled with Saphira, and he is going to just shower her with a little bit of love. Annabelle, I need you to put her down, and that way Axel can actually come in. Axel, stop bird watching and come in and say hello to your daughter. You can come in and just give her like a little bit of forehead kisses, and maybe you can even do a little bit of cuddling and things like that. Axel's going to come on up. We're going to have Annabelle just put her down. Maybe Annabelle can just come over here and have a seat, and she can watch Axel love on his little girl here. And then once they are finished doing a little bit of parenting and child bonding here, we will head over and probably go back over to our main household and check in on Arlene and see how she's doing. We also will be seeing Pearl giving birth to her little one at some point, I'm sure. She was also pregnant and got pregnant not long after Kate and Annabelle got pregnant. So I'm sure she'll be obviously going into labor soon as well. So he is just loving on little Saphira here. He is thrilled. He's like, I am your daddy, and you are the most precious thing I have ever seen. And he is just thrilled to have himself a little girl. He loves that she obviously made it through the death roll and that nothing happened to Saphira or Annabelle. But let's go ahead and head over to the household of Arlene. We are back here with our nuns and with Arlene, and Arlene is not happy at all. She is definitely needing to get some rest. I'm just gonna have Sister Marguerite go ahead and put her in her crib. She definitely needs to get a little bit of rest, and then maybe we can get Sister Marguerite to go ahead and do a little bit of cleaning up. We have some bottles lying around, and we have some laundry that needs to be picked up. So we definitely need to go ahead and get the house picked up a little bit. Sister Cassandra is, as usual, out in the garden tending to some things out there. So we will just go ahead and let Marguerite tend to some of the laundry and get some things cleaned up here within the house that she usually tends to, while Arlene goes ahead, hopefully, and takes herself a nap. Oh my goodness, she just pulled herself up to stand in her crib. Okay, we love that, but really you're supposed to be taking a nap. Arlene, like, honestly, lay down and go yourself to sleep, little one, because you are exhausted. So we are going to have her just hopefully go ahead and try to go night-night in her crib because she is really, really tired, while Marguerite goes ahead and goes outside and puts the laundry away. And then maybe she can even go downstairs and get a little bit more laundry to wash. And Cassandra is just spraying for bugs and weeding the garden and making sure that's all tended to because it is in shambles. And you know, she's doing that while she whistles away. She is enjoying getting that taken care of because she really does enjoy being outside and taking care of the garden. She really does enjoy tending to that. It gives her great pleasure. So we're just going to let her continue to do that. She tends to do it autonomously anyway, so bully for us. So she has gone ahead and put that laundry away. We are now just going to send her to go grab the laundry that's in the wash bin, and she can hang it on the line. And then if there is any, and I'm pretty sure there is, more clothes that needs to be washed, maybe she can go ahead and get another load washing, and we'll have lots of laundry going. Laundry never ceases to stop in this house for whatever reason. I actually know why. It's because we have a little one. So laundry is a constant thing here in the monastery. And so Sister Marguerite is constantly busy with doing the laundry in this place. I don't envy her. I really don't. But we are going to let her continue on with that. I do believe that, you know, she is excited that Arlene is going to be having herself a birthday soon. And she is, I think, also a little bit anxious about that. Sister Marguerite is wondering how that's going to fare. She knows that there is obviously the potential that Arlene may not make it through her birthday roll that's coming up. And so I think, you know, she's a little apprehensive about that. I think Sister Marguerite is excited for Arlene that she's got a birthday coming up, but she's also a little bit worried that she isn't going to be able to survive, and so she doesn't really know how she feels about it. You know, she wants to be happy, but I think part of her is also a little bit scared because she has grown quite attached to Arlene in the time frame that Arlene has been here at the monastery, and I think that's to be expected. I mean, it's a little bitty baby that they are taking care of, and she has become her predominant caregiver. And so I think that, you know, she's grown to have feelings for Erlene, and so she definitely wants her to obviously make it through her birthday roles, and she's worried that she's not going to. She knows that children in this day and age sometimes don't survive, and so that does make her a little bit scared. I am going to have her just come out here and take care of Bluebell. We're going to go ahead and clean and feed and milk her, and we will also tend to the chicken coop and go ahead and collect some eggs, and maybe even tend to the bees while we're at it and check and see if there's any honey. And it does look like there is, so we'll also have her go ahead and collect some of the honey here, and that way she can help with the animals while Cassandra is dealing with the garden, because it is taking Cassandra quite some time to get through dealing with the garden here. So we do just want to make sure that all of the outside things are taken care of, since all of the inside things have been taken care of by Sister Marguerite, and that way the house is fully tended to here by our adults. So we are just working together as a team here to get all of our chores taken care of. We did get some eggs and some milk, so we will be able to put those things in the fridge. And then once Erlene gets up, we'll obviously have one of the sisters go ahead and tend to Erlene and make sure that all of her needs are taken care of. Does look like Sister Marguerite unfortunately was stung by a bee during her collection of the honey, which is not necessarily a good thing. But I'm just going to have Sister Marguerite go ahead and come in here and do a little bit of cleaning up, and maybe we can also go ahead and get some cheese, meat, and bread made up here so that they can have some things to have for food, because I do think they'll need that for when they start getting hungry. So she's going to go ahead and get that set out. At some point, she's also going to need to get a cake made for Erlene, because she does have that birthday coming up. So she may start thinking about getting a cake made up for her. I don't know if I'll do that tonight or if I'll wait and do that in the morning. Maybe I'll wait and just have her do that cake in the morning. But she is going to go ahead and start just cleaning up around the house here and making sure everything is tidied up. She wants to obviously keep this place, as clean as she can. Maybe I can get her in here in the bathroom and she can just practice on a speech or something, and maybe we can get her working on a little bit of skill building so that she can kind of better herself. She doesn't ever really work on anything for herself. She's constantly tending to Erlene, and she doesn't ever really have any time for herself. So maybe I'll get her to come on in here in the bathroom, and she can talk to herself in the mirror here and work on some charisma. And I think maybe that will be good for her, just to kind of better some of her own skills and maybe broaden some of her own traits. So that'll be good for Sister Marguerite. So she's just working on a little bit of her charisma skill, and she is gaining in that, which is fabulous. And it does look like Sister Cassandra did come ahead and come on in and go off to bed. She was feeling a little bit tired, so she went off to bed. So her and Erlene are just getting a little bit of much needed rest, while Marguerite goes ahead and works on her charisma skill. I do think that when she is done with that, we'll have her go ahead and come on in here and do a little bit more laundry, because there is laundry lying around. So I'm just going to have her come on and do a little bit more of the wash and make sure that is tended to, because as we know, if we don't get it done, it's just going to keep piling up and piling up. So we'll have her go ahead and do a little bit of the wash, and then by that time, Erlene should probably have been able to wake up from her nap, and it'll be time for Sister Marguerite to go ahead and take care of her again. That'll be a lot of fun. I don't think she actually emptied out the water from the last time she did the wash, so hopefully she's able to get this clean. Oh, actually the water looks okay, so maybe that will be fine. She's just gonna go ahead and wash this laundry up here, and then maybe I'll send her up and she can go ahead and grab herself maybe a bite to eat. She is starting to get a little hungry. She's like, no, actually, I don't think maybe I need to get anything to eat. Maybe we'll get the nuns to soak in the hot springs for a little while. They have had a long, hard day, and so maybe we'll get them to just relax a little bit. They've done a lot of chores and a lot of things, so after they get their chores done, maybe we'll have them go ahead and relax in the hot springs. She's just going to go ahead and put that laundry on the line away, and then we'll have her put some more laundry on the line, and then I'll go ahead and put her here into the hot springs and let her relax a little bit. It does look like Sister Cassandra is awake now, so I am going to have her come on down and get herself into the hot springs. She spent her majority of the morning in the garden toiling the soil and weeding and spraying bugs, and so I think that she would definitely want to come and get in the hot springs just so that she could relax her muscles and things like that. So we'll have her go ahead and come and get in the hot springs so that she can relax a little bit, and maybe it'll make her feel a little bit better. So our ladies are going to come on down, they're going to get in the hot springs, and they're going to enjoy some relaxing time here in the hot springs. And then once they have relaxed a little bit, we will go ahead and let them grab themselves a bite to eat. It does look like Sister Cassandra is feeling a little bit uncomfortable because she has on dirty laundry. I don't know how in the world she could have on dirty laundry considering the fact that they're constantly doing laundry, but it would seem that she has on dirty laundry. And so she's feeling a bit icky right now. You know, there's nothing that can be done for that. But the ladies are going to sit here. They're going to have a little bit of a chat. Sister Marguerite is going to ask Cassandra how she's doing and how her day is. And they're just going to discuss the garden and discuss how Arlene is getting on. Sister Marguerite is going to tell Cassandra, you know, I'm so proud of Arlene. She is really getting on with her skills, and I really think that she's doing well. I can't believe it's already almost time for her birthday. And Cassandra's like, well, you know, that happens. They do age up. Sister Marguerite's like, I realize that, but, you know, I am a little bit worried about her birthday. I'm worried that she's not going to make it. Oh, and it looks like Arlene has slept through the night, which is not at all the case. It is the daytime, but I think that they get that slept through the night whenever they have enough span of time that goes by that they have slept. So if it's like an 8-hour time period, then they get the slept through the night trait or moodlet or skill or whatever that is. So she has quote unquote slept through the night. So we love that. I am going to go ahead and get them out of the hot springs and let them come up and grab themselves a bite to eat. Both of the sisters are feeling a little bit hungry here. So we'll go ahead and let them come and grab themselves a bite to eat. And then once they're done eating, we'll probably go and have them check on Arlene and make sure that she isn't hungry. It has been a little while since anyone has dealt with her since she's been asleep for quite some time. She's probably getting hungry herself. And truth be known, it would probably do her well to have a diaper change. Oh yes. Oh, definitely yes. So we'll have them come up and change her diaper and give her a little bit of a feed too, and make sure that she's all taken care of here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get Sister Marguerite to come on up here and take care of her. And then hopefully she'll be taken care of here. We don't want her getting diaper rash or anything like that. Of course, Sister Marguerite comes up here with her plate and she's like, oh, how are you? You need to go ahead and wake up. Okay, honestly, I didn't realize you were still eating. Why don't you finish eating? I can get Sister Cassandra to come and take care of the baby. It is perfectly fine. So we'll get Sister Cassandra to come and take care of her since Sister Marguerite is clearly still trying to get her food down. I mean, there's 2 of them, so we can definitely have them share these duties. It's really not a big deal. So Sister Cassandra is like, oh my gosh, you stink so bad. So we're going to go ahead and just get up little Arlene here. It looks like I have to reset her because she's not wanting to wake up. So we'll get her up, and then we will have Cassandra go ahead and change her diaper and give her a little bit of a feed here. All right, so why don't you go ahead and change her and give her a bit of a bottle feed. So we're just going to have her pick her up, grab her, and change her diaper. Maybe she can also give her a feed here, and we can get her all squared away here. Why'd you walk away? Cassandra, get in here and change her diaper. She's like, okay, Arlene, let's go ahead and get you changed up. You are super nasty. And she is going to go ahead and change her diaper. And then we will queue up for her to go ahead and give Arlene a bit of a feed. And we'll get her fed up because I am pretty sure that after she has slept that long sleep that she had, she is going to go ahead and need to get a bottle feed. And we definitely want her to make sure that she is taken care of. I'm just getting Marguerite to go ahead and do a bit of the wash, and then Cassandra fell asleep. I thought I was going to get you to take care of Arlene. Arlene's like, I'm not even bothered, don't even worry about it. I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to pull to stand, and I am going to look around and be like, what's that, to everything, and I'm going to get my thinking skill up, because honestly, I am not really that hungry, so I'm totally not worried about it, and that is fine. So I guess we are just going to have Erlene go around, and she's going to work on a little bit of her thinking skill. We obviously want her to get as much thinking skill as she can. Once she gets her thinking skill up, she obviously does better when she is a toddler. It makes her better behaved as a toddler when they have a higher thinking skill. So the more that she can kind of go around and look at things and be like, what's that? And get her thinking skill up, hopefully she'll get a higher thinking level when she is able to age up on her birthday, when she becomes a toddler tomorrow. And we will be able to have a better behaved toddler on our hands. And I'm saying this in the hopes, obviously, that she is going to be able to age up and she's going to have a successful birthday roll. Like that's my ultimate goal here. Obviously, I can't foresee the future and I don't really know how that's going to go, but my ultimate goal here is that that is going to be the case. Marguerite has just come up and she's spending some quality time with Erlene. She is doing a bit of cuddling and playing peekaboo with her and giving her a little bit of a talk and just spending some much needed time with her, because as we know, Marguerite she really cares for this little girl quite a bit. And so she loves to spend time with her. Where are you taking her? She's like, I'm just going to take her on downstairs here and let her kind of crawl around down here. She hasn't been downstairs. Erlene always is upstairs, kind of getting to know the area upstairs. And Marguerite was like, maybe you'd like to explore some things downstairs. So we're just going to let Erlene go ahead and kind of crawl around down here. And maybe she can learn about her surroundings down here. And that will be wonderful for her to familiarize herself with the downstairs area of the house. Marguerite's like, let's go ahead and get you fed. And then you can crawl around to your heart's content and learn about this area of the home. So she's just going to have a little bit of a bottle, and then we'll have her crawl around and get to know this area and see what she thinks of the downstairs. Obviously the monastery is a huge building, several buildings really, and so there's no way that Erlene would be able to kind of crawl around and get to know everything. It's just too massive for her to be able to do that. But she can definitely crawl around here in the kitchen space and kind of get to know some of this area and familiarize herself with the area that Marguerite has kind of brought her down here to, and see what she can kind of get into down here. And so that'll be really nice to see her kind of crawl around and look and see what kind of mischief she can get up to down here. It does look like they are currently practicing standing, and she's like, we are trying to learn some skills, and they have gained some sentiments together, which is super cute. They gain sentiments together quite often because, as we know, these two are very close, and I think they have a really great relationship, and they have bonded so much since she has taken Erlene, and I don't know what that was all about, but Erlene changed her clothes. Okay, weird. So Erlene is just going to go ahead and crawl around, and we are going to have her familiarize herself now with the area. I don't know where you think you're going. She's like, I'm going outside. You told me I could crawl around, and outside is where I want to be. I'm pretty sure that if I go out this door, it's going to lead me to the great outdoors. And what better place to explore than outside? I do not think that being outside exploring in the middle of the night as an infant is the best plan alone. But that is what she's doing nonetheless. So Erlene has decided to go out here. Not only is she crawling around outside with her not very good crawling skills, but she's alone in the middle of the night and she's crawling next to bees. It's probably not the safest thing in the world. The nuns are upstairs. Unbeknownst to them, she has gone outside, and I just don't know how I feel about it. We'll send Miss Sister Marguerite out to check on the bees, I think that Erlene is thinking to herself, what in the world is that? All that buzzing that's near me, it just doesn't sound safe. That's probably because it's not. Honestly, those bees are quite angry, and Sister Marguerite gets stung all the time, so you should probably get away from there, Erlene, before you get stung as well. She's like, you don't have to tell me twice. So she's going to head herself back towards the indoors, I think. Sister Marguerite has gotten stung. She's like, oh my gosh, these bees are freaking hostile. I can't win. I don't know what it is. Every save I ever play, the bees hate me. So she has gotten stung. Erlene is heading herself back inside. She's like, I'm not messing around with those bees. You can't tell me that I need to be around them. I'm just going to go back in here where it is safe. This place is not safe for me. I think I liked it better when I was upstairs, because at least upstairs I didn't have things buzzing and stinging. And you know what, Erlene? I would have to agree with that. So Erlene does seem to be pretty happy. She does like being down here. I think that she is enjoying the fact that she has a new area to explore. So I think that overall, like, being here at the monastery, she is a happy infant. I thought maybe she would be really sad because she didn't have her parents, but she doesn't seem to really mind. I think she's definitely getting the love and care that she needs from the sisters, and she doesn't really feel neglected in any way. And I think overall she's a happy infant. She is really meeting her milestones like she needs to, and I think that she's getting the things that she needs from the sisters, and she's not really lacking in any way. And I think that we will see as she ages up, fingers crossed that she gets to do that, that not having parents is not really hindering her in any shape or fashion. So I think that is really a good thing for Erlene, that even though she is being raised here at the monastery, her life is still blessed. She still has a pretty decent life. Obviously, it's not ideal, and you know, I wish that she did have parents, but she is happy here. She's going to go ahead and pull up to stand on this chair here, and she's going to have a little bit of a conversation with Sister Marguerite. They're going to babble. She's, I guess, going to babble to Sister Marguerite, and she's going to smile at her and blow her a kiss, and Sister Marguerite is going to play peekaboo with her, and maybe I can even get her to possibly go ahead and read a story to Erlene, and they're just going to spend some much needed time together bonding, because as you can see, like, they have such a good relationship with one another. And that's what I mean when I say Erlene is not really missing out. Like, she has a secure foundation here at the monastery with Sister Marguerite, and she's not really lacking in the care department. She has someone that loves her dearly, and she is getting all of the nurturing that she's really needing as an infant. And so I think that, you know, as a person, she is getting all of the things that she needs. She has shelter, she has food, she has someone that loves her, and I think that is all that she really needs to be able to grow up healthy and happy. And so we are definitely going to be able to see that as she grows up. But Pearl Pruitt has gone into labor, so we are going to go ahead and head over and see Pearl Pruitt now so that she can have her baby. So we have arrived here at Pearl's, and she is going to go ahead and give birth to her little one. As we know, this is her first child, and so we are going to have to give her an extra roll on the dice when she has to roll to see if she is going to make it through the childbirth or not, because she doesn't have anyone here with her when she is going into labor. Her sisters have not come over to be with her during the labor, so she will have that extra roll. So we are going to go ahead and take her inside and let her give birth to her little one. This is her and Thomas's first child, and so they are really excited to be having this baby. She obviously is feeling pretty uncomfortable because she's in labor, but aside from that, they are super, super happy that they are having a child. She's also feeling pretty gross right now. She is needing a bath desperately, and she's feeling pretty chilled from being outside, but she will obviously be feeling a little bit better once she gets indoors, so hopefully she won't be cold anymore once she comes inside. But we are going to go ahead and let her have her little one now, and we are going to see what it is that she is having. So come on, Pearl, let's go ahead and give birth to this baby. Let's hope that they have a little boy, because we do need a boy. Oh, it is a boy. All right, so we are going to name this little boy Ulrich. So let's go ahead and update this baby's name as Ulrich Pruitt. Oh, and they had another little boy. Okay, we will name this little boy Rolf. So let's update this little boy's name as Rolf Pruitt. So they have had Ulrich and Rolf. She has had twins. So due to the fact that she's had twins, she does have to roll an extra number. So she can't roll a 1, an 11, a 2, or a 15. So we are going to go ahead and pull up the dice, and we will roll for Pearl to see if she is going to be able to make it through her childbirth. So let's go ahead and roll first for Pearl and see if she's going to make it. And she rolls an 11, so Pearl is not going to make it through her childbirth. We are going to have to plead for her. And as we know, the baby can't roll a 1, 5, 7, 10, 15, or a 20. And let's go ahead and roll for Ulrich first. So let's roll for Ulrich and see if he is going to make it. So if we roll for Ulrich. He gets a 16 and survives. And if we roll for Rolf, he gets a 14 and survives. So both of the boys have survived their childbirth and they are good to go. But as we know, Pearl is unfortunately not going to make it. And we are going to have to take Pearl away. I am super, super, super sad about this. I was not wanting to lose Pearl. We are going to plead for her to see if we can save her life. Pearl and Thomas were supposed to be the family that we were going to play as the main household in the event that Erlene does not make it for her birthday roll tomorrow. And now Pearl is dying. So that being said, if Pearl is not able to be saved by Thomas, we will have to see about getting Thomas possibly remarried. And you guys will have to let me know if that's something that you'll want to take place. And we will also have to see who the next runner-up family will be in the event that Pearl is not able to be saved, so that we will find out if Erlene does not survive her birthday roll tomorrow, who our next main household will be. So a lot of changes possibly to be taking place here in the storyline, depending upon what happens with Pearl. So the Grimm is currently coming over here to take care of Pearl. We are obviously going to have Thomas come over here and plead for her. So Thomas, come on over here and plead for Pearl. So Thomas is going to come over here really quickly, and he is going to come and plead for Pearl and see if he can save her life. We definitely are hoping that that is going to be the case. I really, really don't want to lose her. I really, really loved their dynamic. I really loved their relationship, and I really wanted to play as them, and I'm really hoping that he can save her. So he is pleading for her, and of course that unfortunately did not work, and this plea fell on deaf ears, and so we have truly lost Pearl. Thomas is devastated, and so am I. So we have lost Pearl, and so you guys are going to have to let me know if you want me to get Thomas remarried. Please let me know in the comments below. Do you want me to have Thomas remarry? Because now he has 2 twin sons to take care of. So do you want him to be remarried so that he will have a wife to help him to take care of these boys? And if you do, then we will go ahead and get him remarried in the story. I am going to look and see who voted for the families and what the second runner-up family was. I think it was the Barnett family. So I do believe that if Erlene does not make it through her birthday roll tomorrow in the 1400, or in the next video, the 1400 part B, it would be the Barnett family that would carry on as our main household. But yeah, this is super, super tragic that we are losing Pearl currently. I will not be playing with her as a ghost. I will be letting her do the free roaming as a ghost, because I don't want to be putting her in the family as a ghost or anything like that, because that's just not how the rules of this game go. And so we won't be doing that. We'll just get an urn for her, and then she will just be a free roaming ghost within the story. And then we'll obviously just put her in the cemetery as we do. Obviously, I don't have the old cemetery in the game. We just have this little small cemetery here in this game. So yeah, we'll just place her in the little cemetery. We may have a little funeral for her, but other than that, that's probably it for Pearl here. And so the Grim is going to go ahead and take her away. And Pearl, it was so nice having you, but yeah, your life was just too short. Pearl has passed away. She is not eligible for rebirth. She can be a free roaming ghost, so we are going to go ahead and put her as a free roaming ghost now. And we did get her urn, so we will go ahead and we will engrave her epitaph that she was born in, I believe she was born in, 1378 to 1400. So let's go ahead and engrave that as 1378 to 1400. All right, and we will have Thomas go ahead and feed the boys, and then we will take him to the cemetery with Pearl, and he can go ahead and we will go and place her where she belongs, and we'll probably have ourselves a little funeral so that we can tell her goodbye and mourn her and do all of the things that we need to do for our sweet Pearl. This is super, super sad that this has gone down the way it has, but unfortunately, yeah, we have lost Pearl in childbirth. I have updated the timeline that we have lost Pearl in childbirth, and I've updated that we have had Ulrich and Roth, and both of the boys will get 2 days on the timeline as babies. So we will be seeing them age up in a couple of days. So we love that. That being said, he is just going to go ahead and come in here and feed Rolf, and then he will head off over to the cemetery and we will go ahead and have that funeral. It looks like I have to take Rolf out of this crib for him to be able to feed him. There we go. All right. So he's just giving him a little bit of a feed here, and now we are going to head over to the cemetery here in our community center, or community lot here, and we will go and have our little funeral for Pearl and place her down where she's going to be in her final resting place, because we have lost our first sim of the community. All right, so we have made it here at the cemetery. We are just going to go ahead and place Pearl down here where she is going to be for her final resting place. And then we are going to go ahead and we are going to have ourselves a little bit of a funeral. I believe we can go ahead for us having a funeral. We'll be able to invite some of our family members. I don't know exactly who all Thomas knows. He may not know both of the sisters. I think he only knows Kate. So let's go ahead and have a funeral, but we will probably only be able to invite Kate over. But then we'll go ahead and set up the funeral with the items or the event things that we're going to do. And we will have this funeral here. And so let's go ahead and plan our funeral. And when we plan our funeral, we will go ahead and we will have that we have our departed sim is Pearl. And we are going to have our guests. Yeah, the only person he knows is Kate. So we'll invite Kate. He doesn't know Annabelle, so he can only invite Kate, but that's perfectly fine. And then our activities that we're going to have for this event is that we will say a eulogy and we're going to do some remembrance. We're going to have a moment of silence, and I think that'll do it. And we're going to have it here at the cemetery. So we've gone ahead and started this funeral. Hopefully Kate will go ahead and come around And we are going to go ahead and we are going to have him start doing the things that he needs to do for this funeral. So he does need to do 7 funeral event items. He does need to have the moment of silence. He needs to do the eulogy, and he can do basically 7 funeral events. So we're going to have him just do some funeral events here, and then hopefully he can meet off these little goals here for this funeral. And he is just going to go ahead and mourn his wife, and he's hopefully going to be able to, I don't know, he doesn't necessarily have to get gold on this funeral. It's not even about that. I just want him to obviously mourn her, and we want him to just be able to tell her goodbye. I was hoping that Kate was going to show up and she would be able to see that her sister has passed on, and she would be able to mourn Pearl as well. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that Kate and Annabelle both know that their sister has passed on, but it would be nice for them to come and be part of the funeral and be able to mourn her and just tell her goodbye here at the cemetery. And so I was hoping that they would be able to come, at least one of them be able to come and partake in this service. But it doesn't seem that Kate has shown up so far, and I'm not really sure where she is or if she is planning to come. But as you can see, Thomas is mourning, and he is going to do some of these funeral items. He can do the moment of silence, and he can do a eulogy, and he can light some candles for her. And we may even update her tombstone here and have a permanent tombstone placed for her, so that we can just make that look a little bit more permanent and have it kind of fit the surroundings a little bit better. So I may go ahead and update those things here while we are doing all of these things. But currently right now he's just giving a little bit of a eulogy, and he is just talking about Pearl and how much she meant to him and how much he is going to miss her, and that, you know, she has left behind not only him as a loving husband, but 2 little boys that he's going to raise up, and that he will not let them forget about her, that he will obviously tell them about her as they grow up so that they will feel closer to her. And he just wants his boys to know about her because she was the love of his life, and now she's gone, and he is just distraught over this. So it's super, super sad that this turn of events has happened like this, and I absolutely hate it. But we are just going to finish up these last few funeral items here, and it does look like Kate is, I guess, not going to show up to the funeral. This random person here is having the moment of silence with him, which is actually kind of sweet. I mean, they're not time period appropriate, but that's fine. So they are having their moment of silence for Pearl currently, and they are just spending a little bit of time here in their moment of silence for her. I think I'm going to go ahead and have him light a candle, and I am going to go ahead and pick a little bit of a different tombstone for her. Let's do this one. That seems pretty nice, and we will get him to go ahead and he can, let's get him to light a candle and do a couple more funeral events, and then we'll go ahead and we will cancel the funeral. It's got like 6 hours left of time for this funeral, which I find is really a really long time for this funeral. So I'll probably go ahead and end the funeral and let him go ahead and go on back home. And he's poured out a drink for her. He's like, here you go, Pearl, this one's for you. But he did light a candle for her, and we are just going to go ahead and I think end this funeral here, and then we will call it a day. He is super, super sad by the loss of his wife. Nothing is really sadder than losing your loved one, and he is obviously a widow losing his spouse like that, and he's just really just not in a good place. So we're gonna go ahead and end this funeral here. And of course, right around the time we go ahead and end this funeral, we find out that it is Lent. I think I will go ahead and send him off and let him attend the ceremony for Lent. That way he can go ahead and meet that holiday goal for that. But it does look like as soon as we ended that, Kate showed up. So we ended the funeral, and then she was like, I'm here. Okay, well, I'm so glad you decided to show up. If you can't get here on time, just get here when you can. Now that the funeral's over, you know, and then she's like, oh, well, I guess I should go on home now. Okay. All right, so he went ahead and attended that funeral or the ceremony for Lent. We are just going to go ahead and send Thomas on home. And then I am going to head on back over to our main household, and we are going to go and check in on Erlene. So I will see you over at the main household. All right, back here in the main household, we are just going to check in on Erlene here. She is currently just in here. It looks like she is currently pulling to stand. She's still working on some of her little skills here, which is fantastic. That being said, we have had a really full episode of babies being born and things of that nature. Sadly, we did lose Pearl. We didn't lose any babies. The first person in the community that we have lost is Pearl. We will be in part B, finding out if Erlene is going to be able to age up into a toddler. So that is something that we can look forward to in part B. So I will be seeing you guys for part B for that. And we will be having some of our babies aging up into infants as well. I will obviously be letting you know who is going to be part of our main household if Erlene is not able to successfully age up. But I am just going to send our nuns off to the ceremony for Lent, and I'll see you when they return. So now that everyone is back home from the ceremony, we are probably just going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of our Ultimate Decades Challenge, where we will continue on with Erlene and finding out if she's going to be able to age up into a toddler. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.